For tomorrow's Striping Technology 350 here at Texas Motor Speedway. Really appreciate you coming out. We're joined right now by Christopher Bell, driver of the number 4 JBL Toyota, and Ben Kennedy, driver of the number 33 Jacob Companies Chevrolet. Now, gentlemen, you're both in the chase. 5 spots. You have 5 drivers vying for 3 more spots in the championship 4. Let's start with you, Christopher. Home track here at Texas Motor Speedway, being from Norman, Oklahoma, is that putting additional pressure on top of what you're facing already with the chase?
Additional pressure, I'd say no, but I guess just desire to perform is up a little bit more because coming here to Texas, where it is my home track, and have some family here, and it's one of my favorite racetracks too. So I wouldn't say more pressure to perform, but more desire to perform.
Ben, yeah, you're coming to this racetrack. We had a great finish here in June, 4th place. What's it going to take for you to replicate that, or maybe even find a win so you can punch your ticket into Miami?
Yeah, you know, it was pretty early on that we were with GMS when we ran here the first time. So I feel like we've built a good platform as far as what we're bringing to the racetrack since then. So you know, we ran really good at Chicago, and our mile-and-a-half package is pretty good right now. So honestly, I'm looking forward to this weekend. We've got to go and perform. There's no question about it if we want to make it to Homestead. So you know, kind of down but not out after last weekend. So hopefully you get a win.
Okay, we're going to open the floor for questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start with Jerry, and then we'll go to Wolfie.
Jerry Fraley, Dallas Morning News for Christopher. Christopher, to look at your whole season, your first 3 starts this year were, not that good, I'm sure, by your standards, but ever since then you've been really good. What in your mind got your season going after those first 3 races?
Well, the first 3 races of the year, I'd actually consider ourselves pretty strong. Like, we went to Daytona and we crossed the start and finish line to take the white flag in position to win the race, and we were leading the race at Atlanta with, I think, 8 or 9 to go, and then Martinsville, obviously we struggled. But from that point on, after Martinsville, we left Martinsville with 3 DNFs, and we had a month off until our next race, and so we've kind of been hit or miss since that point, and we've had weeks where we've struggled and weeks where we've ran good. But for the last 5 races or so now, we've been on an uphill swing, and I've been gaining confidence as a driver, and Jerry, my crew chief, has been bringing awesome trucks. So I think if we continue to bring fast Tundras like we have been the past couple of weeks, that and I don't make any rookie mistakes like I was at the beginning of the year, I think we'll be right in the thick of things.
Thanks to Wolfgang.
I have 2. Is this okay? Okay.
Sure thing.
2 questions for both of you. I mean, looking at the schedule, you have qualifying and races one day. And speaking about pressure, is this maybe a little bit additional pressure when you have qualifying and race in one day in case you have technical troubles in qualifying? And question number 2, you raced here earlier in the year. Is this the advantage concerning setup for the car? You know already what to do in qualifying, how to set up the car?
Yeah, I guess as far as the pressure question on qualifying, typically you don't have to worry about it too much, especially since we've gone to the single car qualifying. When went out in groups is a little bit different, but shouldn't have to worry about it too much. The only thing you kind of keep in the back of your mind, or you try not to keep in the back of your mind, is how close qualifying is to the race. If someone does have an issue in qualifying, you don't really have a whole lot of time to roll out your backup and get through tech before the race starts. So, that's part of it. And I forget what else you asked. Oh, yeah. I guess so, but at the same time, it's an advantage for everyone else. We're all on the same playing field. We've been on this tire before. We've been to this track before. So, it does help being here before, but at the same time, we're all kind of in the same ballpark.
So for my answer to your question, qualifying and racing on the same day, I do not feel like it adds pressure to me, and I feel, especially whenever we come here to the mile-and-a-half stuff, our trucks are typically drive really good when we come to mile-and-a-half. So qualifying is not very stressful on us as a driving standpoint, and so, but then, like you said about racing here twice in a year. Yeah, your trucks might drive a little bit better the second time around, but like Ben said, everybody's been here the first time around too. So if you have that advantage, so does everyone else. So it really levels out.
Okay, we'll come up front to Kenny.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. Ben, first of all, how long did it take you to get over last week's ending to that race? How quickly were you able to put that aside and focus on what you guys needed to do?
Pretty quickly. By the time I woke up the next morning, just kind of moving on. It's a past. Just focus on this weekend, next weekend, and hopefully getting our ticket to Homestead.
Okay, and also I think it's like 10 points out of the fourth place position, which is not a tremendous amount. Are you paying attention to the guys between you and the top guys as far as the point spread? Will you be watching what those guys, where they are, how they're doing?
Yeah, to an extent. I know we really monitored it in Talladega quite a bit with the 19 car. I mean, he got in like 3 or 4 different incidents and kept going, which was pretty amazing. So, I think we watch it to an extent, but at the same time, we got to focus on us and kind of put the blinders on, and we know we got to go win this weekend. To be honest, I think points is going to be difficult to do at this stage, being 10 points out. The next guy that's with us is Crafton, and we all know how strong Crafton is here. So, we're coming here to not only run good, get a bunch of points, but to win. So we're mostly focused on us.
Go next to Chris.
Chris Knight, CatchFence.com. You guys, last weekend at Martinsville, for that race standards, it was pretty calm and tame. Do you think the intensity will pick up in the Truck Series as the elimination round here's next weekend at Phoenix? And what do you think we'll see tomorrow night? Do you think we'll see a typical intermediate track truck race, or do you think we'll see guys take chances knowing what's on the line?
Well, it's funny you bring that up, because even me running that race at Martinsville with, I think our last yellow flag was maybe 20 to go or something, but the last couple weeks, the races have been night and day better, and I feel like drivers are racing with more respect, because at the beginning of the year, we could not run a race without getting a green, white, checkered finish. And so it made me really happy, me especially happy, because I was running 4th the last 15, 20 laps, so I did not want to see a yellow. But it's cool to be able to go to Loudon. We had a long run to finish up. Talladega, we did not have a crash in the last, we didn't have a green, white, checkered there either. So it's cool to be able to go to these places and be able to finish races on green flag stints. And, I think that just goes to say that the drivers are racing with more respect and understand that the owners aren't going to be happy if we're crashing. But on the other hand, yes, the intensity is wrapping up. So I guess we never really know what this week will hold.
Ben, what do you think about the intensity level?
I honestly, I kind of echo what Christopher says. I feel like it was kind of a little more out of control the beginning part of the season. And it's tamed down ever since the chases start. I guess kind of an asterisk on last weekend for us, but I think everyone's racing each other with a little more respect. Everyone has some more experience out there and knowledge, and I don't expect Texas being too off the wall crazy, seeing it is a mile and a half, but Phoenix, we're kind of back to a mile racetrack with tight quarters racing and bumper to bumper action. So I think the intensity is going to ratchet up, yes, but as far as wrecks and making mistakes, I haven't seen as much as I have in the beginning part of the season.
Okay, we'll go next to John.
Yeah, Christopher, John Sturbin from RacingToday.com and the TMS website. Going back to the race in June, is there a bigger rookie mistake than missing a shift on the opening lap of your home track? Were you distracted, or what happened?
Yeah, just a mistake, Tony Stewart's done it. I'm sure everybody's done it in their day. So Do I think about it? Yeah. Will I make that mistake again? I hope not. So, you know, I've mistaken the white flag for the checkered flag before. I only did that once, so I don't foresee myself doing that again.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com again. For Christopher, are you kind of the dark horse in this whole thing with, I mean, you didn't run a full season last year. I realize that the organization you're with this year is expected to do well, but with no more experience than you had, is it kind of a surprise, do you think, to people that you've made it this far into the chase?
Definitely. I think people wrote me off after Martinsville, the third race of the year, because I was making mistakes and we just couldn't finish races. But luckily, with this format change, I was actually disappointed with the format change because I felt like being with Kyle Busch Motorsports, we would be able to win the championship, or at least compete for the championship straight up. But looking back at it now, I'm really grateful for the format change because it has kept my hopes alive. So we started off rocky and rough, but now we're gaining and we're getting better as a team, and I'm getting better as a driver, limiting my mistakes. And so here we are with 3 races to go, sitting second in points. So I would say people classify us as a dark horse, but my team does not.
Any additional questions for these gentlemen? Guys, thanks for joining us today. Good luck this weekend.